Could you last longer in bed? It's a question that can bring up a lot of frustration, anxiety, and even shame. For countless men, the experience of finishing sooner than they or their partner would like is a silent struggle, something that chips away at confidence and can create a real sense of tension in a relationship. You might feel like you've tried everything, thinking about baseball, changing positions, maybe you've even looked into sprays or pills, and nothing seems to give you that sense of control you're looking for. It can feel like your body has a mind of its own, and you're just along for the ride. But what if I told you that the solution isn't about distraction or complex techniques? What if the key to gaining profound control and dramatically increasing your stamina was something you already do about 20,000 times a day, but just not in the right way? And what if there was a simple, science-backed trick that a recent study showed helped men last up to 900% longer? That's not a typo. 900%. An improvement so significant it can take you from seconds to several minutes, fundamentally changing your sexual experience for the better. This isn't magic, and it isn't a gimmick. It's a deep, physiological technique that is completely free, requires no equipment, and can be practiced anywhere. In this video, we're going to unpack the science behind why we finish too early. I'm going to explain the hidden cause that most people completely overlook, and then I will give you a complete, step-by-step guide to this powerful breathing technique. By the end of this video, you will have a clear, actionable plan to retrain your body and take back control in the bedroom, once and for all. First, let's get one thing straight. If you're dealing with this, you are not alone. Premature ejaculation, which is essentially ejaculating before you desire to, is incredibly common. Studies show that it affects up to 30% of men at some point in their lives. That's nearly 1 in 3. So let's remove the stigma right now. This isn't a reflection of your masculinity, your character, or your feelings for your partner. It is, in most cases, a physiological response. And to understand how to control it, we need to understand what's really happening under the hood. The culprit is almost always an imbalance in your autonomic nervous system. Now, that might sound complicated, but it's actually quite simple. Think of your autonomic nervous system as having 2 main parts, a gas pedal and a brake pedal. The gas pedal is your sympathetic nervous system. This is your fight or flight response. It's designed to react to stress and danger. When it's activated, your heart rate increases, your muscles tense up, and your body gets ready for intense, immediate action. During sex, this system is what drives arousal and excitement. For men who experience PE, this gas pedal is often stuck to the floor. Your system becomes oversensitized, and the slightest bit of stimulation sends it into overdrive. It's like you're in a sports car with a hypersensitive accelerator. The smallest touch sends it screaming down the track, heading straight for an early finish line you can't seem to avoid. Arousal builds up so quickly that you hit the point of no return before you've even had a chance to enjoy the journey. Now, on the other side, you have the brake pedal. This is your parasympathetic nervous system. This is your rest and digest system. It does the exact opposite of the gas pedal. It slows your heart rate, relaxes your muscles, and brings a sense of calm and control to your body. It's the system that allows you to be present, relaxed, and in command. To last longer in bed, you need to learn how to consciously take your foot off the screaming gas pedal and gently apply this brake pedal. So why is your gas pedal so overactive? Well, think about the triggers. Stress from work, anxiety about performance, even just the general tension of modern life. All of these things keep your sympathetic nervous system on high alert throughout the day. Your body is already primed for that fight or flight response. So when you get into a sexual situation, that pre-existing tension pours fuel on the fire. The anxiety of, am I going to finish too early again, becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, because that very thought is a stressor that slams the gas pedal down even harder. The key, then, isn't to get rid of arousal, it's to balance it. It's about learning to modulate that response, to ease off the gas and tap the brakes, giving you the ability to steer your own experience. And the most powerful tool you have to do this is something you might never have connected to sexual performance before. So, how do we learn to apply the brakes? The secret lies in a profound physical connection that is the absolute cornerstone of ejaculatory control, the relationship between your diaphragm and your pelvic floor. Let's break this down. You have two incredibly important sets of muscles that form the top and bottom of your core. At the top, acting like a ceiling, you have your diaphragm. This is the large, dome-shaped muscle at the base of your lungs that is the primary engine of your breath. At the very bottom of your torso, like a supportive hammock or a floor, you have your pelvic floor muscles. These are the muscles you use to stop the flow of urine, and critically, they are the gatekeepers of ejaculation. Now, here's the secret. These two muscle groups are designed to work together in perfect synchrony, like two ends of a piston. When you take a deep, proper breath in, your diaphragm contracts and moves downward. This downward pressure creates a gentle increase in intra-abdominal pressure, which in turn signals your pelvic floor to relax and lengthen, also moving slightly downward. Then, as you exhale, the process reverses. Your diaphragm relaxes and moves back up, and your pelvic floor gently recoils back up with it. Think about what that means for a moment. A relaxed, lengthened pelvic floor is a muscle that is under your control. It's not tense, it's not rigid, it's not on the verge of contracting uncontrollably to initiate the ejaculatory reflex. A relaxed pelvic floor is the physical state required for endurance and control. So, what do most of us do when we're in a state of high arousal or feeling anxious about performance? We do the exact opposite of what we should. We start taking short, shallow breaths high up in our chest. Or worse, we inadvertently hold our breath in moments of intensity. When you do this, your diaphragm barely moves. Your pelvic floor doesn't get that crucial signal to relax and lengthen. Instead, it tenses up. It clenches. You are essentially squeezing the very muscles responsible for starting the ejaculatory process. You are physically creating the tension that pushes you over the edge, shortening the fuse and accelerating you towards that point of no return. This is the critical connection, the aha moment that most men miss. Your pattern of breathing directly controls the level of tension in your pelvic floor. And the level of tension in your pelvic floor is a primary dictator of how close you are to climax. Shallow breathing tightens the gate, making it easier to burst open. Deep, diaphragmatic breathing relaxes the gate, giving you the power to decide when it opens. It is the most direct, physical lever you can pull to influence your own response. And now, let's look at the incredible proof of just how powerful this lever can be. It's one thing to understand the theory, but it's another to see the proof. And the evidence for this is truly remarkable. A recent scientific study published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine set out to test this exact connection. Researchers gathered 62 men who were all struggling with premature ejaculation and divided them into two groups. What they found could completely change the way we approach sexual stamina. The first group, the control group, was given what you could call the gold standard of non-medical treatment for PE. They were taught two powerful techniques. First, they were trained in pelvic floor muscle training, or PFMT. These are essentially highly targeted Kegel exercises. The men were taught to identify their pelvic floor muscles, again, the same ones you'd clench to stop the flow of urine midstream. Then, they were put on a specific workout regimen to strengthen their control over these muscles. Their routine, which they did twice a day, 3 times a week for 8 weeks, consisted of 2 parts: a slow-twitch fiber workout, where they would contract the muscles for 10 seconds and then relax for 10 seconds, repeating this 15 times. This builds endurance. And a fast-twitch fiber workout, where they would perform 10 quick, 1-second contractions with 1-second rests in between. This builds the rapid response needed to clamp down when you feel you're getting too close. The second technique they learned was the classic stop-start method. During masturbation, they were instructed to stimulate themselves until they felt they were approaching that point of no return, that moment right before ejaculation becomes inevitable. At that point, they were to stop all stimulation completely, take a few breaths, and allow the intense urge to subside. Once they felt more in control, they would start stimulation again. They were to repeat this cycle 3 times, and then on the 4th time, allow themselves to climax. This technique essentially trains the brain and body to recognize and manage high levels of arousal without immediately culminating in ejaculation. Now, the second group, the experimental group, was taught these exact same two techniques, the pelvic floor exercises and the stop-start method. But they were given one simple addition. They were also instructed to perform daily diaphragmatic breathing exercises. After 8 weeks, the researchers measured the results, and they were staggering. The first group, the one doing just the pelvic floor exercises and stop-start, saw incredible improvement. Their average time before ejaculation, known as the intravaginal ejaculatory latency time, skyrocketed from just 30 seconds to 238 seconds. That's an increase of nearly 4 minutes, a massive improvement of almost 700%. This alone proves how effective these standard behavioral techniques can be. But the results from the breathing group were even more astounding. The men who added the simple diaphragmatic breathing practice to their routine saw their average time explode from 30 seconds to 302 seconds. That's over 5 minutes. It's an improvement of more than 900%. Think about that. By simply adding a specific, controlled breathing exercise for a few minutes each day, this group was able to last, on average, over a full minute longer than the group that was already doing the highly effective gold standard treatments. This one simple addition was the key that unlocked a whole new level of control and stamina. This study provides a clear, scientific roadmap. And now, I'm going to teach you exactly how to follow it. And that study is a powerful reminder that the body has its own natural mechanisms for control, waiting to be unlocked. But what if there was another, even more fundamental discovery? What if, beyond managing the symptoms of performance issues, scientists have recently pinpointed the real root cause, a hidden biological switch that, when flipped, can restore powerful, lasting function with incredible speed? There's a short, must-see video that explains exactly how a simple 7-second home remedy is helping men of all ages do just that, using a completely natural method to address the core of the problem. This is a game changer, and it's something you deserve to know about. To watch it right now while it's still available, just open the camera on your phone and point it at the QR code you see on the screen. It will take you straight to the video. I've also put the direct link in the pinned comment right below this video for easy access. Okay, now that you have that saved for later, let's dive into the master class on the exact breathing technique. I promise this is the part of the video where theory becomes practice. This is the exact technique that unlocked those incredible results in the study, and it's something you can start doing today. We're going to call this the 5-minute, a-day breathing routine, because that's truly all it takes to start retraining your nervous system. I'm going to walk you through this step by step. I want you to do this in a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be interrupted. For the best results, especially when you're just starting out, it's best to lie on your back. Step 1. Get into position. Lie down on a flat surface, like your bed or the floor. Bend your knees and place your feet flat on the floor, about hip-width apart. This position helps to relax your abdominal muscles and your lower back, making it easier to engage your diaphragm. Make sure your head, neck, and spine are in a neutral, comfortable line. Step 2. Use your hands for feedback. This is the most crucial step for beginners. Take one hand and place it flat on your upper chest. Take your other hand and place it on your abdomen, right over your belly button, just below your rib cage. These hands are going to be your guides. They will give you instant feedback on whether you are doing the exercise correctly. Step 3. The slow inhale. Now, close your mouth and prepare to breathe in slowly only through your nose. I want you to take a slow, deep breath in for a count of 4 seconds. As you inhale, your entire focus should be on the hand that is on your belly. The goal is to feel that hand rise up towards the ceiling as your abdomen expands with air. The hand on your chest should remain as still as possible. This is how you know you are using your diaphragm and not your chest muscles. If you see the hand on your chest rising, you're doing a shallow chest breath. Reset and focus again on expanding your belly like a balloon. Let's practice that, a slow, 4-second count as you breathe in through your nose, feeling the belly rise. Step 4. The controlled exhale. Once you've reached the top of your inhale at the 4-second mark, I want you to slowly exhale through your mouth. Purse your lips slightly, as if you were going to whistle, and let the air out for a slow count of 6 seconds. Notice the exhale is longer than the inhale. As you exhale, you should feel the hand on your belly gently fall back down as your abdomen contracts. Again, the hand on your chest should stay relatively still. Why is the longer exhale so important? Because a long, slow exhale is one of the most powerful signals you can send to your body to activate your parasympathetic nervous system, your brake pedal. It tells your brain and your body that you are safe, you are in control, and it's time to relax. This is the physiological trigger that combats the overactive fight or flight response. Step 5. Repeat and relax. That entire cycle, a 4-second inhale through the nose and a 6-second exhale through the mouth, is 1 repetition. The study had the men do this for 10 repetitions, twice a day. So, that's 10 breaths in the morning and 10 breaths at night. The whole routine takes less than 5 minutes out of your day. The key is consistency. Doing this every single day for 8 weeks, just as the men in the study did, is what creates the lasting neurological change. You are quite literally rewiring your body's default response to stress and arousal, building a new foundation of calm and control that you can then carry with you into the bedroom. This simple, mindful practice is the foundation upon which all other techniques for stamina are built. Now that you have the individual components, the foundational breathing technique, the strength-building pelvic floor exercises, and the practical skill of the stop-start method, it's time to put them all together. The real magic doesn't come from doing just one of these things. It comes from integrating them into a holistic system where each part supports and enhances the others. Think of it as a complete training program for your sexual stamina. Let's break down how these 3 pillars work together synergistically. Pillar 1, the foundation, your daily practice. Diaphragmatic breathing. This is your baseline. Your daily breathing exercises are what fundamentally change your nervous system's default setting. By practicing for 5 minutes every morning and every evening, you are training your body to be less reactive to stress throughout the day. You are lowering your baseline level of anxiety and sympathetic gas pedal activity. This means that when you do enter a sexual situation, you're starting from a place of calm and centeredness, not from a state of pre-existing tension. The breathing is proactive. It prepares your body for control long before you even need it. Pillar 2, the strength, your workout, pelvic floor muscle training. If breathing is the foundation, then PFMT is the gym. This is where you build the raw, physical power and endurance in the exact muscles that control ejaculation. Just like you can't expect to lift a heavy weight without first training your biceps, you can't expect to have precise ejaculatory control without training your pelvic floor. The slow, 10-second holds build the endurance to keep the gate closed for longer periods, while the quick, 1-second contractions give you the ability to react instantly and clamp down when you feel a wave of arousal getting too intense. This is your physical reinforcement. Pillar 3, the skill, your application, the stop-start technique. This is your practice field. The stop-start technique is where you take the calm nervous system you've built with your breathing and the strong pelvic floor you've built with your exercises and learn to apply them in a real-world scenario. During a stop-start session, when you pause at a high level of arousal, that's your chance to consciously engage a few deep, diaphragmatic breaths to activate your brake pedal and calm the urge. You can also simultaneously use a gentle pelvic floor contraction to reinforce that sense of control. This technique bridges the gap between practice and performance, teaching you how to use your new tools in the heat of the moment. So, what does this look like in a practical weekly schedule? It's simpler than you think. Every day, 5 minutes of diaphragmatic breathing in the morning and 5 minutes at night. This is non-negotiable. It's like brushing your teeth. It's your daily maintenance for your nervous system. 3 days a week, e.g. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, dedicate an extra 5 to 10 minutes to your pelvic floor muscle training workout. You can do this right after your breathing exercises or at another convenient time. 1 or 2 days a week, incorporate the stop-start technique during masturbation. This is your skill practice. By following this integrated approach, you're attacking the problem from every angle. You're calming the neurological response, strengthening the physical muscles, and practicing the real-time skill. This is how you build lasting, reliable control and transform your sexual experience from one of anxiety into one of confident, present enjoyment. So, let's bring it all together. For far too long, The narrative around sexual stamina has been one of mystery, shame, and quick fixes that rarely address the root cause. But as we've seen, the power to last longer, to have a more fulfilling and confident sex life, isn't found in a bottle or a gimmicky distraction technique. It's a skill, and like any skill, it can be learned, practiced, and mastered. The key takeaway from all of this is that you have more control than you think. The profound connection between your breath, your nervous system, and your pelvic floor is the control panel you may have never known you had. By learning to use your breath to calm your body's fight or flight response, you are directly influencing the very mechanisms that lead to a premature climax. You are learning to take your foot off the gas pedal and gently apply the brakes, giving you the power to extend the experience and enjoy the moment without the constant fear of it ending too soon. This is not about a temporary fix. This is about retraining your body and mind for lasting change. The combination of diaphragmatic breathing as your daily foundation, pelvic floor exercises as your strength training, and the stop-start method as your skill practice creates a powerful, synergistic system. It is a free, natural, and scientifically validated path to reclaiming your confidence. The results from the study are a testament to what's possible. A 900% improvement is a life-changing number. You have the tools. You have the knowledge. The journey from feeling out of control to feeling empowered starts with a single, deep, diaphragmatic breath. Take that first step today. If this video provided you with value and gave you a new perspective, please show your support by hitting the like button, subscribing for more content just like this, and consider sharing it with someone who might need to hear this message. Remember to take care of yourself because you are worth it.